Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're going through the timeline of Quinton Simon, and I might skim through this, but you can read it to see, and you can pause it at any time to read it. Anyway, September 7th, sorry, police respond to a domestic dispute between Quinton's 22-year-old mother and grandmother, Billie Jo Howell. This is allegedly September 8th. Allegedly, we'll just call it all allegedly. Billie Jo Howell files eviction notice against her daughter Leilani and boyfriend fiancé Daniel Youngkin. September 28th, allegedly, like I said, I'm just calling it all allegedly. Leilani lost custody of Quinton and his older brother. Family court ordered her to pay $150 a month starting November 1st. The babysitter states that she had the children, um, like I said, blanket statement, allegedly, Monday through Friday, 5:30 to 6 a.m. to usually around 3:30, maybe 3:30 to 6 p.m., and sometimes even nights. October 4th, Tuesday, 5:30 to 6 p.m., the children went home from the babysitters. To me, I feel like anything could have happened from this point on. October 5th, Wednesday, you can see the Twitter at the Chatham County PD. You can go to the website and see that they're posting things there. 5:29, the sitter said she got a text saying the kids are not coming. Leilani is with them. And this was unusual because she had them Monday through Friday. And so I feel like at this point, the babysitter, I'm speculating, already has some concern and she's already on edge because she gets up at 5 a.m. to watch them. Okay, so now I'm questioning, did the boyfriend ever leave for work? If he did leave, did he go to work? Did he come back home? Reports state the boyfriend or fiance as being the last person to see Quinton alive at 6 a.m. I mean, did he see him alive at 6 a.m.? Who reported this? Who stated that this happened? Did this really happen? So the sitter's husband goes to work at 7:30. Her son usually goes to work about 8:30, and he lives down the road. So, and then there's a news release. You can read this where the police department searching for the toddler. I've got this on here. 7:30 to 8:30. The sitter and the children are outside and they do not see Quinton anywhere. And they can see them from her home. She talks about how she can see them smoking cigarettes or ducking and hiding and she didn't mind. But they're outside, her and her children, and they don't see Quinton anywhere. At 8:30, the sitter takes her children to McDonald's because her children want McDonald's. And it's literally right down the road, she said. Wednesday around 9 a.m., the sitter states she got a text asking, have you seen Quinton? The sitter calls right back. Her and her daughter, one of her daughters, go to Leilani's. They offer to help look for Quinton. At this time, the sitter describes the boyfriend as, he looked at me with the most coldest look I've ever seen and said, we've already looked. So she said they didn't want that. They didn't want her helping to look for him. And so I feel like she's on edge. I feel like I'm speculating. I feel like she really feels like something's wrong at this point. So Wednesday time estimated by sitter is around 9:35, 9:40 a.m. Leilani called police only after the sitter asked her if she had. And like I said, this is a blanket statement, allegedly. There was a news release 5 days after, question mark, October 11th, question mark, and stated the police would not release the 911 call. But we have a radio dispatch that they released stating that the complaint advised her 1-year-old son, forgive the spelling, is missing. She woke up and the door was open, advised he's unable to open the door, thinks someone came in and took him. The brother is actually able to open the door according to the sitter and has before. So the sitter, I believe it was the sitter that said that Zane's opened the door before. The sitter is stuck there for a minute as the police have to check everything there to look for the child. The sitter goes home. I'm not sure if she called Billie Jo then or after she came back and got Zane. I think it was after she came back and got Zane. Billie Jo was not aware the child was missing. The sitter goes home, returns to Leilani's. I believe she said about 30 minutes later, offers to take Zane home with her, which she does because she said they had a lot going on. Ground and air search begins with FBI assisting within 3 hours. October 6th, grandmother crying in an interview saying, I don't know if I can trust her if I don't. I think she stated other things as well. You'll probably find that online. October 9th, police Twitter, and they talk about how they're going to be recanvassing some specific areas. Then on October 10th, the home is searched again and the backyard pool is drained. The very next day, the police tweet that they've seized evidence that they believe will help them move this case forward. And I'm not sure where they have found the evidence at. And it said, we're now working to analyze the evidence to see where it leads us. We continue to pursue all avenues to bring Quinton home, following all leads and evidence. There will be no further public statements today. October 11th or 12th, Billie Jo burst through the babysitter's, I believe it was the back door, accusing her of having a memorial service for Quinton, screaming things like, "This is my baby, not yours. That's my baby. You're awful to say you're going to have a memorial. My baby's not dead." And I don't believe they were actually having a memorial. I think they were just having like a get together and everything, a prayer service or something. But that's just speculation. October 12th, the police actually announced Quinton is likely dead. They named the mother as the primary suspect in a tweet, and you can read that. October 18th, a search the landfill begins. Police believe Quinton was placed in a dumpster that was taken to the landfill. And then it talks about how the mother and grandmother went to a bar and they're drinking and they run up a tab. Now, something we haven't considered now is that Quinton has a father separate, who lives separate. And his mother and his father both die. Quinton's grandparents on the father's side both die during the search of the landfill. October, and this is allegedly, like I said, blanket allegedly. October 23rd, Brandy Lynn Herron, age 43, died, and that's supposed to be Quinton's father, and I believe his name was Henry Dell Moss Jr. They refer to him as Bubba Moss. His mother, or Quinton's grandmother, the other grandmother, age 43, died on October 23rd. And then there's a Twitter on October 20. There's a tweet on October 26th on Twitter from the Chatham County Police Department that you can see, talking about the law enforcement and how many people and how it's such a massive undertaking. October 29th, there's funeral services for Brandy Lynn Herron, age 43, who died, who was Bubba Moss's mother. And then the father dies November 2nd. Quinton's father, Henry Dell Moss Jr., Bubba Moss's dad, which is Henry Dell Moss Sr., which is Quinton's grandfather on his father's side, is hit while walking on Highway 23. They believe he got a flat tire and he was walking home, and he was struck and killed by a car in a hit and run. Henry's son, Bubba, was Quinton's dad. Bubba's mother, one of Quinton Simon's grandmother, Brandy Lynn Herron, died. And I put the question mark on Catherine because I heard somebody refer to her as Catherine in one of those YouTube videos with the media, and I think it was wrong, but I don't know where they got that from, so I'm just putting question marks around it. She died Sunday, October 23rd. Both the deaths of Bubba's mom and dad happened while the searchers were searching for the body of Bubba's son in the landfill, and that is horrific. How horrific for him. And then I posted a website, and then there's Twitter, Chatham County Police Department. They did another tweet about the landfill search and how grueling it is and giving thank yous. November 8th, Henry Dell Moss Sr., Quinton's grandfather's funeral. November 18th, they believe they found Quinton's remains in the landfill. November 18th, the babysitter holds a candlelight vigil for Quinton Simon and probably a prayer service. November 21st, Chatham County Police Department detectives arrest 22-year-old Leilani Simon and charged her with malice murder, concealing the death of another person, false reporting, and making false statements in connection with the disappearance of and the death of her son, 20-month-old Quinton Simon. And the babysitter says she's not family, but she loved the baby. I'm not sure how long she had watched the child for, possibly 6 months, but I can't remember. But she had him during the day and sometimes during the night, and her children both loved him, and they called him Monkey and stuff. So, and then there's the Twitter page and another website. November 22nd, there's a news release. November 23rd, there's a preliminary hearing for Leilani. Simon is scheduled January 11th at 2023. So, at which time they'll have the opportunity to share some of the facts of the case. And then I typed in some of the statements from the from Quinton Simon's babysitter. ... means there's more before. There was probably more after. She's probably made a lot more comments that you can look up. But I typed this in. You can pause this and read it because I don't know if I want to read it all. I'll try to read some of it. It says, the more I seen a lot of stuff, and I was concerned. No, I did not call defects because I voiced all my questions and concerns to Billie Jo, the grandmother. She told me she had custody of the boys. I didn't know why. She didn't tell me that, but they were staying with a Leilani. Billie Jo worked out of town, so when I started seeing things that wasn't quite right, I would call Billie Jo and I would tell her. I would text her if she didn't answer. If she was at work, she would text me back and would say, okay, I'm going to talk to Leilani. Several times the boys were outside. One particular morning, they were outside in a ditch. My daughter seen them and come running in. We went down there and Leilani was nowhere inside. I called Billie Jo. She got in contact with Leilani. Leilani was home. She was just in the house somewhere. And the babysitter's upset by all this. I think she felt like he would have been safer with her. I think she was just upset that this happened. And you want to go back and you want to change things. I'm sure everybody does. And this is just my speculation. She said they would drop him off with no diapers. They would drop him off with no pull-ups. And when the baby came Sky, they wouldn't even send no milk sometimes. 2 days she had to call Danny because Leilani wouldn't answer her, which is the fiance, to bring her milk for Sky. She kept texting Billie Jo. She took her daughter, took pictures, and sent them to Billie Jo of Quinton having bruises. Um, Everything that I'm telling you can be backed up, she said. It's not hearsay. This is not her trying to get attention. Who wants to get attention over a baby? They sent pictures. They sent multiple texts. She texted her back one day and said, okay, I'm tired of this. I want you to keep the babies permanently until I get back home. And she said, she told her she would, and she did. But then it was like 2 or 3 hours later, she calls her and says she's going to give Leilani a chance. She knows she's a young mother. I've got to try to build her, be able to trust her. She said she did a lot of bad things. She got her kids taken away, and she wants her to know she can do anything she wants to. So you can pause this and read this. And it goes through the timeline for you. And I'm going to try to skim through this because I know I'm going to get interrupted while I'm doing the video, because I've been trying to do this for days and I have a lot of interruptions, phone calls. People are off at this time and doing things. So like I said, I'm going to put this here so you can pause this and you can read the timeline from where I got it, where I created it, and I have more. So like I said, they talk about calling him monkey and about his smile and things like that. So you can tell the babysitter really loved him and her children. And this has hurt a lot of people. I just feel like the investigators, the babysitter, the grandmother, even people just tuning in and watching, it upsets them. So we should pray for all of these people. The police chief, Jeff Adley, during one of his updates and interviews on the news, you could, at the end, you could see him breaking down in tears and just, starting to cry. He was barely trying to hold it together. So, and like I said, I'm going to go through this and I'm going to stop every now and then so that you can pause this and you can read this, because I'm not going to be able to read through all of this because, like I said, I've been trying to do this video for a couple of days now and I have constant interruptions that can't be helped. My husband's trying so hard not to interrupt me when I do this every time, but it's hard because he's off and he's working on the car and we got a lot of things going on. So, and this is right here, it talks about the babysitter was shocked, and her daughter, her 16-year-old daughter, was shocked to discover Quinton and his toddler brother alone in the pool earlier this summer. So they fear that maybe that's what happened. The grandmother, I think she thought that maybe something happened in the bathtub. And I put a note to stop here. And now I'm going to go to some other websites. I don't know if they're going to open because I'm having problems with my computer as well this morning. It's like kind of freezing up here and there. Like I said, I've been trying to do this. This might have been what happened with the other video. But you go to Twitter and you go to the Chatham County PD on Twitter and you can see all of they have tweets from the time the child went missing on their Twitter page. So if you're trying to do a timeline, you're trying to research this, you can go there, and I'm going to scroll down and try to make it so you can pause it and you can see this. Because I don't know when you're looking at this. To me, I feel like, you might be looking at this today. You might be looking at this the next day. It could be weeks or years after I do the video. So I just want to include as much as I can so that you have the information. And they have tweets on other things. You can see the search of the landfill photos here. You can also see them where other people did media information. I'm going to try to go all the way down to the 5th if I can. If I can't, I'll just stop. But I have a couple of other websites open, and because they have so many advertisements, they may not work. So I'm going to scroll down. And I just want to stop and thank my husband for being so kind and considerate at this point, because he knows I'm doing this video and walking through the bedroom when he did quietly without disturbing me while I'm doing the video, because I know he wants to talk to me about the car and the parts he got for the car, because he's been working on it the last couple of days and it's been rather difficult for him. So, and here's another photo of them going through that. That is horrific to me. It's horrific in itself to be doing that and searching for a body and what must be going through their minds. I just feel so terrible for everybody that's had to go through this. It's just so sad. So, and like I said, you can pause this and read their tweets and the information. And I'll try to get all the way to the 5th for you. And let's see. There's the 9th. There's the 8th. There's the 7th. There's the 7th. There's the 6th. That's the 6th. And there's the 5th. And they might have had a few posts on the 5th about it. I think that might be the end of it. Nope, there's still more. Okay, so then I'm going to go to, this is the Chatham County, Georgia.gov. You can see the web address for the media newsroom for them. And you can go on that site, and they have links that you can click on, and some of them will download and some will open in a new tab so that you can see that as well. There's an obituary online for Brandy Heron, the father of Quinton Simon's mother. I believe it's the mother, because the grandmother, and you can see that online. And there's also an obituary for his father as well, Henry Dell Moss Sr. And you can see on there where they mention Bubba Moss and possibly Quinton Simon as well. Yes. So you can see that they had the death and the funeral that they were going through at this time. This is another website. My voice is going to cut out during this because there's so many ads. But I thought this was just really good information. So you can pause this and you can read this as well. I'm going to scroll down, try to get it before the advertisements start popping up. Okay, and then I'm going to the next one, and I'll scroll down. This one has got so many ads, I don't even know if I can go through this one. But I felt this is a really good website as well. So, forgive me if my voice is cutting out. This talks about them being alone in the pool. And I'm going to try to scroll down some more if I can. It's hard to scroll on this page. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try again. There's so many ads on this, it's just so difficult. So, and I really like the information, and my voice is probably cutting out. Okay, and I'm going to try to get off that page with all of the ads because I know my voice would be cutting out there. Anyway, I hope this information is helpful. And if you're looking for a timeline, I thought maybe this would help for you. And don't forget to pray for their loved ones and their family. And please feel free to leave comments and have a great day. Bye-bye.